Hey, now you're underwater.
See, how cool is this version of the ride?
Yeah. And they have it right up against the water.
Yeah. Which kind of doesn't make sense in this case, but
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
but it's still cool.
Supposed to be looking at the screen.
I know. Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome, Steve.
How you doing, Jay?
Good. So we're back at it again to do another ride-through video.
Yep.
Steve, we have a special guest.
Yes, we do.
Who is he?
Our friend Kenny from Alpha Traveler 1.
Hello, Kenny.
Hey there, how you doing, y'all?
Good, man. How
Thank
you
you very
doing?
much for having me.
Yeah. You know,
Thanks for being on.
been trying to get you on for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you were on the Concilium episode, right? So.
Well, I'm really happy about popping on because you guys are really just fun to just talk to. So thank you.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Thank you.
maybe you can join the next Concilium here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
I know Udi's looking forward to it again because
Yeah.
talk about this is what we might be talking about. What makes an attraction or a ride?
Okay.
Like, what's the differences, you know? And we kind of hit on that on our our Snow White video. If you go back and watch that, but
Yeah.
No spoilers. You guys have to watch it. Yeah. So I think that's kind of a good topic. We might, lead into other things, but
Like always.
yeah, like always. That's the fun part of those things.
Yeah.
So Kenny, what ride are we doing?
Well, I was thinking about Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai because it is supposed to be the gold standard. And I want to really see that again to see what everybody thinks about it compared to the one we have in Disneyland and Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. Did you ever watch those Behind the Attraction on Disney
have.
Plus?
And this is the reason I want to see it because I actually saw that behind the ride 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool, you know?
Man, that one and the Big Thunder episodes are awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
you know what, though? I got to say, if Disney continues to make rides based on that theory and how they continue to do it, they'll be successful. That's if they continue to follow that.
Yeah. If they continue to be creative and not just copy stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's like their movie that became the IP, which is now their IP that became the ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny, but I guess in that case it's acceptable because it was technically their original IP.
Yeah, true.
But stop with all the IP stuff, please. Anyway, all right, let's get to the ride.
Let's see if our good friend Chris gets front row again.
This looks kind of similar to Disney World's a little bit. For you anyway, I mean.
I love how they age things on their free attraction.
Yeah, it looks cool. Looks old. The walls are all broken and stuff.
Although, here's the difference. I could, over here, you got sunlight coming in. Both Disney World and Magic Kingdom are.
Oh, really?
That's pretty cool. There's like a little bridge of water.
Huh.
It's a long queue.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God, there's more queue?
Man. Oh, wow. You got to go upstairs now?
You got to go up and then come back down?
It's like Indiana Jones. You're going over there.
Oh, you see? Look at that. That is nice. All the
Nah, that's
Wow. It's a very immersive queue. Yeah, back down the stairs now.
Yeah, we have to come back down.
Oh, yeah, you got front row. Yeah, I think I'd love to go on this ride just to experience it.
So was that like a restaurant like Blue Bayou then?
Yeah, is
I
that a
guess.
restaurant?
Yeah, it looks like it. Do you guys have a restaurant in yours, Kenny? In Magic
No,
Kingdom?
we don't.
Well, it's also a little shorter. That's pretty cool. You have a waterfall and all that.
Yeah.
That's
It's been,
Shanghai's backside of water, man.
Yeah, totally.
It's been a while since I've seen this.
The only thing with this one is it's not in both languages.
Oh, so this scene is up in front.
But look at it; it's all like they're all dead
How can they
now.
whistle when they're
Yeah.
in their bones?
Like the first movie where they're all skeletons and then come to life. Look at that! Now he's like,
Oh, wow. That was a neat effect.
he was like a skeleton before, so there's
Yeah.
the projection was a skeleton and then it turns to an animatronic. That's kind of cool.
Hey. Did the boat turn?
Yeah, now we're like falling down to David Young, I guess.
That's pretty cool.
Wow. Hey, now you're underwater.
See, how cool is this version of the ride?
Yeah. And they have it right up against the water.
Yeah. Which kind of doesn't make sense in this case, but
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
it's still cool.
You're supposed to be looking at the screen.
I know. You go right through the boat.
Wow.
The barnacles and stuff. That's pretty cool.
I need to hold my breath through this whole thing. We're underwater.
There's seaweed hanging above you.
That is fantastic. That's a great set.
Yeah. Theming is
Pretty
spot
neat
on
effect.
this. There's so much to look at of like
Yeah.
the broken up ships and
That's what I like. And there's
Yeah.
a lot to look at. But you have to
Look
go
at
on the
that.
ride multiple times to see everything.
yeah, I bet. The coloring right there is pretty cool. The contrast ratios.
That's amazing.
I wonder how big this building is, or how tall.
Really makes everything that's like gold stand out.
The hammerhead guy.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, he's playing the organ. I don't understand what he's saying, but
It's cool. It's like a regular building, but it's like being with
yeah,
under a ship, you know?
Oh, look at that.
oh, that's cool. Oh, they're going to the top.
Wow.
Getting back up. And if this boat had like the Indiana Jones ride, like on
Yeah,
a
the
boat, like when you're
motion.
moving up and
Yeah.
down, that'd be awesome.
I guess they got wet.
Yeah, I think you could get splashed.
Chris is cleaning his camera.
Wow. See, that
It's
is
a
amazing.
huge set.
Yeah. I want to go on this so badly.
Yeah. Here's where the boat turns. You go backwards.
Oh, right through it.
Uh,
Look at the edges look like they're all on fire. Like
yeah,
they're burning.
that's cool.
I bet that looks better in person. His camera is like picking up the lighting.
Yeah.
This is a long ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
We're still going. Oh, so you're going backwards now. Look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
Oh, you're
And we're
dropping.
Wow. It's weird. You go drop backwards.
do we turn around? Oh, we turn around
Yeah.
now.
Right?
No, we're
No,
still
we're still
going
going
backwards.
backwards.
Oh,
There
now
we
we're.
Oh, we're just turning. Oh no, we are turning around.
That's neat how they actually.
Oh my
control
God.
food.
He's singing.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, they got a lot of people in the front row there. Not like our boat, or Disneyland's boat. You can only put 3 in the front.
I mean, it's moving like a trackless ride, but I know it has to have a track.
Yeah.
And I believe we saw that making of that turn, how it like gets on a little conveyor thing and turns.
I'm assuming, look up, is that a restaurant? Or is that maybe just
It
a
looks
walk?
like I see people. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see people, right?
it's probably part of that same restaurant. In the
Or
beginning.
maybe the line. A line.
Could be that too, but yeah, there's people up there.
That was cool.
That is a
That's-
fantastic ride.
With the queue, that's like 10 minutes right there.
Yeah.
Good job, Chris.
Yeah, that was
Thank
pretty
you,
awesome.
Mr. Vince.
Yeah, see, I wish that Disney would put a little more money into creating masterpieces like that here. The problem, I think, it's LA, there's no land. But we have a lot of land here, but Disney
Yeah,
doesn't
you guys
wanna
have all the
spend
land.
money on it.
Yeah, I mean, there is some space, especially if you have to do to Disney Forward. There's space available. But yeah, for the most part, not much, especially for big show buildings. But you could also build those underground. I mean, that's what they did back in the day.
Yeah, true. But
You
God,
could have the whole
fantastic
building
ride.
under what the ride actually is, you know?
Well, yeah, like our Pirates is, or I keep saying our, but Disneyland's Pirates is a giant basement.
Because you
Yeah,
guys have
there's
two
like-
drops, if I remember, right?
Yeah.
We only have one.
It's like a tri-level area.
And
So-
Steve, why did we drop there?
Oh, to go under the train.
Yeah,
See,
yeah, that's because they had to build the building was so big we had to go outside the berm, so we had to go under the train.
All right, got a question for you guys. How would you rate this attraction?
Like on a scale 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
Or
10. I mean, it's. I do wish it was in both languages, you know, because if I went over there, I still wouldn't understand. But
You know what? If I went with you, I'll translate.
yeah, I mean, and that's cool. But I like, you know, Paris has things that are multi-language, and I think some of Tokyo is multi-language. So
yeah,
I would expect, you know, at least part of the day or certain rides should be multi-language if you're going to do that.
So, Steve, how would you rate it?
From the video,
Mhm.
and I know with projections and stuff, how sometimes it kind of
A little brighter.
what?
They come out a little brighter.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, I would definitely ride it. Probably like a 9 out of 10. I don't want to say 10 because until I experience it for real.
Yeah.
That's
But
true.
by visual, you know, and from the way I love how the boat turns. I think that's one of the neatest aspects of that ride is how it kind of like the Omni Mover in Haunted Mansion, how it turns for you to see what you're supposed to be looking at rather than going straight and there's things happening over here, but you're looking this way that you don't even see that.
Yeah.
But over here, the boat actually kind of like turns and then you can actually see everything.
Yeah.
The one thing I really liked though is that there was a lot to look at.
Yeah.
Whereas on our Pirates, like we go over here and then there's a scene over here, you know, like we're looking our own way because there's nothing over here. It gets dark and then there's something lit over here. Whereas that one, it seemed like there was just stuff going on everywhere or something to look at.
Yeah. I would give it a 9 as well. The reason is it lost 1 point because it's not really multilingual, like you said, right? And I get it because Disney Shanghai, my understanding is Disney is not the major owner.
Yeah.
It's actually
Not like Hong Kong.
49% or something like that.
Right.
And then the Chinese company owns 51. So they're
Like Hong Kong Disney that's Disney.
that is Disney, right? But it's tiny, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I think you were right. So looking back, right? If I compare it to the one in Magic Kingdom here, you're right. So if you look at the scene, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, but if you look up, nothing but black. You know, paint.
Yeah.
So, but in this ride, you're like, wait a minute, you got stuff all over, top, bottom.
Yeah, the ship is hanging over you. You have
exactly.
vines and seaweed going across and stuff.
Yeah.
That is so immersive.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's what I liked about the cave area
Mhm.
at Disneyland is when you're in the cave, when you look up, that's cave.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
you see all the stucco from the rocks and stuff.
The one thing I always complain about, even on Small World, and the same thing as when you first get on Pirates, is
Yeah,
when
the ceiling.
you can see the ceiling tiles.
Yeah.
That-
And so that was the main reason I told Chris. So Chris from LNG Vids, I told him, I said, the main reason I wasn't watching his stuff was because he has a low light camera and I could see the walls and the ceiling. And so I didn't want to see his stuff because I didn't want to spoil the magic.
Yeah.
But he does such great work that, I had to watch.
Yeah, but sometimes it leads to like, oh, I didn't even notice that was there, you know?
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like the best part, in my opinion, is when they were going under, and then you see the big ship, literally half the ship sticking out on top of you.
Yeah, yeah.
That puts an awe. It's a jaw dropper for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's same for us when we're going from the caves into the show building, and then they have that giant ship that's firing, the cannons across and stuff. So when you see that huge ship, is that like a real size ship sitting in a building, in water.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my problem is when we get in Disney and Magic Kingdom here, go in where they're fighting each other, you kind of look up. Depending on where you're sitting, you could actually see the black tiles still on top.
Yeah.
So that kind of like, But
funny
to me, if you put something else on top, I think it would be a lot more.
Just to cover it,
Yeah,
But
even if it's like,
clouds.
Well, that too. But like, if you had the ceiling tiles that don't necessarily have some kind of a separation, then like when you see the actual tile line of like the squares, like that's what kills it. Even if you put black tape over that, it might have been better,
Maybe later on in the future they'll have a sphere. Sphere roof.
Let me ask you guys something. What do you think of their queue?
I love the queue. That queue is cool.
Again, there's more to look at. All the other queues that I can remember don't have scenes like that. I think maybe. No, I think yours does actually. It has like a thing lower where something is happening, but
it's like what you said. It reminded me of the Indiana Jones queue.
All it needed was like some kind of interactions.
Yeah.
But those interactions always break down in Indiana Jones anyway. So,
oh my God,
I mean, it could have been like a push button thing that was themed to like a locker or something, like that heart lock that's.
Oh yeah.
They could have done something where you don't have to like sit there pulling on a rope and break it,
So is this the only version of Pirates that was strictly made by the movie?
Yeah.
Is this one, right?
Yeah.
All the other ones are just regular Pirates, and then they incorporated.
Themed off the ride.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So like this is the IP that became the movie that became the ride.
Yeah. That is true. But you know what? I gotta say though, this version literally put Disney on a high horse that they cannot come down. The reason is everybody, those of us who've seen it, or especially those people who've been on it, are not going to judge them by that level of detail.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if every ride was like a Small World, I'll be like, oh my God, it's a great ride, But now I've seen this, I'll be like, this is not, where's the Imagineers,
Well, it's a lot of projections in that Shanghai one. So,
but there's a lot of. We were talking about this when we did Pirates. What was the one thing lacking in Pirates that we mentioned? Well, I mentioned was actual animatronics that moved and like had sword fighting, and we're talking about that. We had a projection of their silhouette sword fighting.
On Disneyland's version, you have two shadows that are moving, doing a sword fight.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how cool would it be if you actually had animatronics?
Yeah.
Instead, we have animatronics. Like we get updated, ride with Jack Sparrow, but all he's doing is looking around and nothing. It's kind of pointless.
I gotta say though, a few years ago, I think it was 5 years ago, I went on. So the Magic Kingdom, the Disney's Not So Scary. I guess.
Halloween.
So we went, and apparently I forgot to bring an extra battery. So we went on our ride. They actually had actors in there. That was cool. Now,
Oh, wow.
you can't.
I remember seeing some videos like that.
Huh.
Now that actually brought a true sense of realism. You know,
Like the Great Movie Ride had
Yeah.
actors in there. Yeah.
I want to think ours did that one time too.
Yeah, because they had
No,
What's
but
his
besides when Johnny Depp was actually on it.
yeah.
oh
But
my God.
I think
Yeah, did you see that,
one year
Kenny?
they had actors, like, but they were like sitting on the wall and not really doing anything. Just kinda talking to
Johnny
you.
Depp surprised everybody, and I happened to be there the day before, or the day after he was there. I don't remember.
Oh. Now that would have been
Yeah.
nice if you would have seen them and at least get some pictures or videos.
Yeah,
on the
it would
video.
have been funny.
So, what are the chances that Disney will bring some of that technology here?
I mean, there is a good chance. If it follows the same rules as Tokyo,
Okay.
there is a 10-year exclusivity rights they have. So when it's a new technology like that, even if it's Disney that built it, it's still their money. So they have the rights to, I think it's 10 years before Disney can use it overseas.
Oh.
But I mean, that being said, I mean, what's different? You have projection. I mean, besides the boat turning, I mean, we probably could do something.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, the characters are owned to Disney, so you probably couldn't do everything, but you could do something. But maybe you wait anyway so you can do it right. I mean, I don't know.
I think you're right in terms of technology, you could do it. But the question is, would Disney spend the money to do that?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think that's why Tron took a bit to come over this way too, was because they had exclusive rights to it.
Rights? Oh, okay.
I might be wrong on the years, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Have you been on Tron yet?
No, because
Only on your video.
yeah. I've only been to Disney World once, and that was 20 years ago.
Okay. Well, you guys come here. You let me know early in advance. I will take time off work, and I'll go with you guys.
All right.
Yeah. We are. Well, I mean, we will be, I guess, trying. We just got to save money. That's about it.
Yeah. I gotta say though, it's although we have an older version of Pirates of the Caribbean, it still carries so much history. You know.
Yeah. So like Chris, LMG Vids, his from what I remember him telling me was his favorite Pirates is still Disneyland's version of Pirates.
I have to say that's mine as well. Even though
Paris, I think, is pretty much the same.
What's that, Jason?
I think Paris is pretty much the same
As Disneyland's?
Yeah. I think they might have a couple more scenes that are different, but it's pretty much the same.
I think it was Tokyo Disneyland that has, instead of, trying to sell stupid chickens, they have gold.
Really?
Something to do with gold, yeah, on their pirates. Yeah, and not the stupid auctioning off chickens. What pirates do that?
It's the rum they want, right? They even say it.
Yeah.
My favorite Pirates is still Disneyland as well, believe it or not. You guys just have so much more details than ours. You'll see, but still, it's a great ride. And one of the biggest things I think for Disney is it is a people soaker. That queue is huge, And if you don't have that,
from you guys,
get that.
Well, because ours is, or Disneyland.
No.
I keep saying ours. Disneyland's is not.
No,
It's the thing that we need is some kind of longer indoor queue.
Yeah.
Doesn't your queue kind of come out towards the walkways sometimes.
It goes all the way almost to Haunted Mansion.
It does, right?
Okay. They will wrap it. They're going over the bridge and then come
Over
back.
the bridge,
and
right?
go,
I remember that.
So, but what a lot of people don't know, what's really funny, so there's two lines. There's the left and the right side. If you take the left side, it takes you, if it's long, it'll take you all the way to the back of that area.
Okay.
I forgot what part they call that, but anyway, you're in the very back. You're not gonna little,
right?
What's
it's
that?
Kind of like it's almost like a graveyard scene, no?
Yeah, but you're talking about the separation between the now Adventureland Treehouse.
Yeah, Adventureland Treehouse and Pirates. There's like a little narrow corridor in the back there that they take you through, and you go through there. But what you realize is that wall. There's like doors and windows along that wall. That's the same door and windows that are on the inside of the building. So a lot of times you go up to it and you can go, and then the other side is supposed to knock back.
Yeah.
So it's like a little thing that people do over there.
Some people realize what they're supposed to do and some don't.
Yeah, most people do. Whenever I go back there and I do that, most people do.
You can hear people go, so like, what the hell? Like they don't know. Like, oh, there's someone there.
See, I think that Disneyland, no matter what, even though I live in Florida, for those people who don't know, I live in Florida. So Magic Kingdom is my home park. I actually like Disneyland better.
Why is that?
You guys have all the original stuff, all the rides. You still have the dark rides. We don't. We got rid of our dark rides. And one of the things that I love about Disneyland is, so one thing that, this is my own opinion, and people might not agree with me, but I think that the Imagineers and Walt actually believe there is light and dark, good and evil. And almost every dark ride has a evil person. If you look at some of the dark rides, you look at the shadows, you could actually see horns in some of these things. And they look like people, And then the carousel, you guys have the carousel with the horses?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a horse named Devil's Rose. Did you know that?
No.
So that's Devil's Rose. So almost everything in the old dark ride had a version of somehow a devil in it. If you go back, take a look. You're gonna that blew my mind when I looked at it.
You're gonna say, and I'm gonna say,
all I know is the horse from Lily and Disney on our carousel. Mm-hmm. She named I forgot what the name is, Jingles or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's not what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Mr. Toad's definitely has the devils.
yeah. That has it, yeah.
But when you guys go back, literally on the older areas where you have the original ones, almost every dark ride, you could actually see a devil in there, or
So what dark rides do you have there? None, or well, you still have Snow White, right? Or
yeah, we got rid of most of them. The only original ride that's probably left here is Peter Pan. That's it.
Wow.
Everything else.
So what did they do with all those other rides?
They packed it up. So here's the story. So when Disney Paris opened up, or when they were negotiating, the company in Paris was kind of cheap. They didn't want to pay for new technology. Disney's like, look, spend a little more. We're going to give you the best things, right? And they said no. So what happens is that somehow the negotiation happened. They said, well, dig up your old stuff and we'll take it. And literally they dug up everything, including 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
It's now there. So
almost. So you guys don't have a submarine or anything?
Gone.
You don't have no submarine or anything there?
No, we don't.
Wow. It used to be there, I think.
It used to be. And that's the reason why I like Disneyland better.
Yeah.
I think that's where Little Mermaid is now.
Little Mermaid, yeah.
And there's Snow White. They actually have that cool mine train coaster there.
Yep. So that's it. I mean, we don't have that.
I wish they would bring something like that over there with swinging carts and all that.
Mm-hmm. You guys don't.
See,
you're right.
When Indiana Jones opened, I thought that's what they were going to do, was do that.
They totally could do that with one of those.
Now, I gotta say though, Indiana Jones supposedly has the same ride track as our dinosaur. I like
same
Indiana
vehicle.
Jones
That's right. Yeah.
any day. You can actually see more, and there's more things that you could really get, you know. And there's a reason why I like Disneyland so much better.
Yeah. What is this dinosaur thing?
Well, I have to say though, while I was younger, so one of my best friends went with me, and he didn't know what it was. I did, and he doesn't like these dark stuff. So when we got on, I was like, yeah, it's a fun ride. He's like, okay, cool. You know, we got through it. He's like, hold up. His legs were wobbly, and he had to get onto, to the wall. Like, hold on, I gotta sit down, man. That was the funniest thing. You see a grown man screaming all over. I'm like, ooh, these are animatronics, man. From that day on, he wouldn't trust me on some of those rides.
I remember.
I'm taking notes right now. Yeah. Don't trust Kenny.
I remember being on that. I think I rode it a couple times. It's still funny. The big ball is a big dinosaur head coming at you.
Exactly.
But in all honestly, even for me, like when Indiana Jones came out, that big ball, like I was always like, that thing's gonna fall off one of these days. Oh. Just think, because you're in your head, you're like, it's a big ball. Yeah. It's hollow. It's like it doesn't weigh anything.
I heard it's mainly styrofoam.
Yeah, it doesn't weigh anything, and also it's connected to a thing and it rolls, and it doesn't even come at you. You're going backwards, so it's kind of
the whole room moves. Yeah. The walls move in that room.
It's kind of funny.
That is awesome, And the problem, what you'll see is dinosaur. A lot of the pieces of the ride, it's so dark you really can't see the details.
Yeah, I guess they kind of did it on purpose there.
Yeah,
because
I wonder if Chris has a video of that.
He probably does. I'm sure he does.
I like to see that. I've never seen that ride. Well, it wasn't until recently that maybe a few years ago, I never knew that there was a ride inside of that ball in Epcot. I just thought it was a ball, and that was it. I never knew there was a ride inside of there.
There's a bunch of hidden Mickeys all over in there.
Yeah, I remember that video from you with the hidden Mickeys. Yeah.
That was really fun.
I don't remember if I got to ride that when I went there. I was there. Man, it must have been like a month before Expedition Everest. Maybe it was longer than that. I have pictures of it still being under construction with like the mesh and everything.
Wow.
And I was like so bummed out, and was like, yeah. Wow. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it to this one. I'm still waiting to go on that.
You guys have to come here. It's long due.
For sure. Especially for this guy who's never been.
I've never been.
Really?
I almost went to Paris because I was in Holland and my cousins were going to take me down to Paris, but that didn't come.
Well, I think you're going to have a whole ton of fun. It's we're 4 main parks, obviously, and depending on when you come, Universal Studios could be opening their third park.
Oh yeah, that what was it called again?
Epic Universe.
Yeah,
Epic Universe. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. I could tell you, in my opinion, if Epic Universe opens up, Disney's gonna take a nosedive, and that's the best. That's the best time to go because you won't have lines. You don't have to pay for the
Lightning Lane and Genie and all that.
The Lightning Lane and stuff like that.
And stupid Genie Plus and all that.
But they'll just stick it on every ride and just make you wait anyway.
You know, I was in Magic Kingdom this weekend, and to me, right now, how Disney's doing it, I don't think it's worth the money to spend $40 on that Genie Plus or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I would never buy it.
No.
I barely even did fast passes.
Yeah.
Because it just seemed like, oh, I have to go over there and get the ticket, and then go over there and get a ticket.
I would say the only fast pass that was worth getting, because I didn't want to stand in the heat of that line, is Haunted Mansion. Because Haunted Mansion, in the summer, it gets to like 90 something degrees, and there's no shade or anything at the time. And people were getting sick in line because of the heat. And I've said, this is the last time I'm standing in line. I'm getting a fast pass. I don't care.
Well,
and then all of a sudden you see there's a bunch of umbrellas that they put up in the queue.
you know, when Avatar opened up, we were at 300 or 400-minute queues.
Wow.
I was there the first day that they opened up, and I stayed on site. And when we got there, literally, we were running to the place, right?
Yeah.
And we still had a 30-minute queue, to ride the Avatar. Yeah. And by the time we got out, the queue, and literally it was still early in the morning, it went from 30 minutes all the way to 120. That's great. So we went to do other stuff, and we came back, it was 300 minutes. And the funny part was, when we came back, we saw someone getting pulled off the line from heat stroke.
Wow.
I had to bring the carts to take them out.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, 300 minutes.
I guess there's no fans in the Avatar land.
Well, so what happens is I don't think you guys been there. So what happens is that there's a big queue inside. That comes out, it wraps around, and you're in the sun. And what happens that day, that queue wrapped around the park.
Wow.
And, so just to give you an idea how big Animal Kingdom is, all Disney parks in Orlando here and the water parks could fit in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
That whole thing wrapped around that day.
That's crazy.
So 300 minutes. Here's a question. Would you wait?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I wouldn't either.
Not at all.
But you know what they should have done is had like bushes or flowers that would like shoot air at you.
Yeah.
Because it's just alien. Like how would you know anyway? Yeah. Like that would have been kind of cool.
That is.
So they didn't do like over here over here at Disneyland. They did the virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance. They didn't do anything like that for
Avatar, no.
For Avatar, no.
But for Tron, yes. For
virtual queues might not have been a thing yet.
No.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
But I don't know. I like the idea of virtual queues, but I don't, because I don't want to sit there and look at my phone all the time. Like, am I up? Am I up? You know. And if I'm up, I get there. Okay, so what? And that just ate my battery. If you think about it, you have the app up. It's draining your battery. By the time you're done, you can't even mobile order. Disney, if you're listening, that's the problem with the virtual thing, is that it eats my battery. I can't virtual order anymore.
Well, that's why they have those battery things you can get.
But then they charge you $30 for a fuel cell. So
those fuel rods.
Fuel rod, yeah.
That's right.
The thing that I hate with the virtual queue is, like, first off, everybody's hitting it at the same time. So they need to make it so people who have already been on the ride get to the end of the line. Mm-hmm. Let everybody else have a chance first.
Yeah.
That may not work out as well.
That's how it was with
Florida,
rides.
but it would work in Disneyland because you have repeat people all the time.
Yeah.
But still, there's regulars that go to the parks, like Adam and all that. Those people should get put to the back of the line for virtual queues.
Yeah.
Let everybody who hasn't been there first. And then don't sell everything out in 1 hour. Let it space out throughout the day, so you have more of a chance. Have different.
That's why I never got to ride Rise of Resistance, because it was horrible.
They had it like a first thing in the morning, which is like a road drop. Like, who's there for that?
Yeah. And then
you have one
I
at
was
noon.
trying to do it. Chris was trying to help me do it at like 12:30 or whatever it was with my brother, but our tickets weren't linked together, so we couldn't do it. So
that's the dumb thing too. It's like you should just be able to like, me and one other people, and then you're good.
Yeah.
All right, Steve.
But they should have it like every other hour has its own virtual queue or something.
If you go back and you still haven't been on the Rise of Resistance.
No, I got on.
Oh, you got on. Okay. Well,
yeah, because the last time we went to Disneyland in October, I met up with Heyman with J-Man, and we went over there just to take a look. And he's like, "Wow, the line is short." And I'm like, "It is?" He goes, "Yeah, because normally it's all way out here." I said, "Well, do you want to go in?" He's like, "Oh," and he was like, "Okay," because he hates that drop, that little drop from the shuttle. When you escape, there's that drop, and then you take off. Yeah. He always holds his breath on that drop.
You know what kills me with that ride? We were just talking about it, right? So why does the queue go outside? You have this big mountain, and you could have tons of space in there, but yet you made part of the queue go outside. That makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Over here as well, in the Hollywood studios, the queue is outside. And during the summers here in Orlando, oh my God. Yeah. There's a few days it's been 100 and plus, and people still out there.
Yeah. I watched your video of your little tour of studio, whatever. What was that called?
Area.
No, that whole area there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that place is small. You went through there like really quick.
So here's the thing. So if you go to Hollywood Studios, if you could time it right? If you could get the major attractions done and you do the smaller attractions later, you could probably be out of the park by 2:30. Done.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same as California Adventure. There's not
pretty much
many rides, really.
All right, so here's the thing. Majority here in Orlando, I can't talk about Disneyland because you guys are the experts. But here in Orlando, the high A-list attractions, the best time to go, end of the day. Less than 30-minute wait. Boom. Walk right up.
That's like Pirates. Pirates, early morning or end of the day, when they're ready to close.
Yeah, you can go through that thing and ride it
during Fantasmic or any of the parades, then that's a really good time to go.
Hey, you're Fantasmic back yet?
No.
Not yet. No.
Oh, so it's only ours then.
I forgot what they said. There was a thing out that I saw, and I think it was. I'm not going to say anything. I don't remember exactly.
I don't remember the dates, but it's coming back, and obviously with Health of Dragon.
Which is sad because that was the best part was that dragon.
They're just going to do projections on water or some sort. Although they are bringing back like the Peter Pan part of that, which a lot of people liked. So
Kenny, I was watching my friend's live stream when that happened.
Yeah, you saw that live?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He told me about it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, it must be so surreal. You're like, wait a minute, this is not a part of the show,
Yeah.
Especially
when the dragon spit that fire, and that
guy was right there.
down there, and you're like, it looked like he got him, but he was like not even near it.
See, that is the best part of Disney. I think a lot of what they do in terms of the fireworks, the shows, they make it. They make it really, really well. And I think what's missing from Universal is that piece, this magical piece.
Yeah.
Universal shows aren't as good. They're normally.
I saw the fireworks for that Hogwarts thing, and I was like,
Yeah, it's kind of like, So if Universal catches up there Disney better be careful because they probably will be able to come neck to neck with them soon. Think about how much money they're putting into the parks.
Well, that's what's his name? Scott Trowbridge, I think, worked on those Hogwarts stuff on that land, and that's why they brought him in, because they wanted to try to do the same stuff.
I gotta say though, now I have been on Hogwarts on the East Coast and West Coast. You guys still have the best Hogwarts compared to us.
Really?
I haven't even been there.
You guys have the motorcycle ride. Yeah. That's cool. That motorcycle roller coaster thing.
Hagrid's. Yes.
Yeah.
We have Hagrid's.
Yeah, we don't have that.
Cool, but to me, it's always at about 180 minute wait. It's not worth that wait. You try it once, you're like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
But Universal here has something called the Coaster. Did it once, I'll never do it again. It is that extreme.
Wow. Hey, I mean, it's worse than the Guardians one? Oh, wow.
Because when you go all the way up, you're almost like coming straight down. And when you're making the turns, it was a lot more violent than I thought. I mean, when I got off, I'm like, okay, my neck hurts, my back hurts.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
But
that's why I can't do Space Mountain or Matterhorn anymore.
Yeah. See, I'm okay with those. That only hurts my neck. It doesn't hurt my back. But that Velociraptor...
Just you saying that means I'm never going on Velocicoaster.
Well, I got on because I have friends. It was peer pressure. I didn't want to go on. And that kind of made me realize in the future I will never do that.
What's going to happen? You're going to break your back? Nope. And you're like, yes.
So on the Guardians of the Guardians, that is to me, that is one of the more extreme coasters at Disney, because not only are you going straight like this, literally you're doing this and then you're doing that as well.
Right.
You're doing yaws and you're really like a fighter plane. So you're there, you're doing these twists. So that kind of gets you in the back as well. So just FYI.
But I hear it also just makes you sick, at least some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Kenny was telling me they added trash cans near the exit.
Yeah. Actually, that was funny. When I got off the ride, I see a lady's head stuck in the trash can. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Now I see why the trash cans are so close.
Yeah.
And you'll see also, like when you get out of the building, there are actually people sitting in the ground taking the deep breath like this. Doing this.
That's crazy.
That is one of the more extreme coasters. And I think it's much more extreme than your Matterhorn.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah. No, what land is that at? Or where, and what park is that at?
That's in Epcot.
Oh, it's in Epcot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is well done though, I gotta say. But like the way that the cart moves this way, that way, up, kind of does everything. Yeah. If you're not used to that motion, you get sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my God,
I mean, I know it's not as similar, but riding Indiana Jones with that vehicle, is that a similar kind of?
It's try 10 times that.
Okay.
In terms of the movement. And on the Guardians, you get shot backwards.
Yeah.
And then they twist you right around. So.
Wow. Yeah. No thanks.
No, man.
I would try that one once.
I'll stick to Pirates.
Steve, I'll just be on the outside. I'm not gonna. This type of peer pressure ain't gonna happen. I'll film you guys coming out to see which one of you. Which one of you?
You can stay on the outside with the kids.
Yeah. I'm gonna get me an ice cream.
Yeah. I think I would try it at least once.
I'll be like, oh yeah, you guys are in a queue. Great. Here, Steve. Free. Here's a free hot dog. Have a hot dog.
Yeah. I'm gonna eat it while in line.
Yeah. And by the time you get on there, you'll be like, how is a hot dog? I don't know. It's inside there.
It's over there.
Oh man. But yeah, when you guys come, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And you're gonna see there is a very big difference between the California parks and this one here. It's its own creature, I guess I sort of say.
Okay. Yeah. I remember all that. It's been a long time, but I remember it's just.
I always thought it was
fast. Just a lot of space.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I always thought was weird is you guys have all this space, but yet you have like half the rides or something like that. Yeah, like in Fantasyland, we have like I don't know, like what 15 rides in Fantasyland alone.
That's our biggest pet peeve here on the Florida people is we're probably Disney's only using 10% of the land that they own.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
So
I know some space along the railroad tracks that you could use.
Yeah.
Right.
So Jay and I did the Disneyland Railroad over there from Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was horrible. There's nothing to see. Like I said, unless you're a botanist or you like plants.
Except for the one part next to Big Thunder Mountain. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
There are multiple times on our railroad that you see the back lot. Ain't nothing there.
Yeah.
Just workers there doing this.
Yeah.
Really? Who cares? You know?
Yeah. That's why I've always liked the Disneyland route.
Yeah.
You know? And then
one thing that is important for me is if you have a very good railroad, you have a very, very good park. And if you know how to use the railroad, you will be a lot more successful than you don't. Disneyland, yours is magical. You can see all kinds of stuff there. We can't, right?
I remember, the part that I never liked, because there was, just like Florida, there was nothing there to see, was the backside coming from New Orleans Square to Toontown. That backside there was nothing there. No. But now it's really cool. You have a trestle bridge. You actually make a left turn for the first time.
Oh, man.
And
not only that, but you could get on to Mark Twain and then you see it from the other side.
Yeah.
That trestle bridge is awesome.
Yeah. That was like one of the best things they built.
I think Disneyland is better for me. It's the number one Disney park in the United States. You know?
Yeah.
They know how to use every space there is.
Well, because it's so small. You gotta be what do you call it?
Have you ever heard of anybody who's a fan of Disneyland to say there's a spot that sucks? There's nothing there. You don't. But
Galaxy's Edge.
From here.
There's an area there.
We actually did a video on that. Sorry, I'm gonna get off topic here. I was listening to one of Leaving Today's podcast, and they were talking about Big Thunder Barbecue, Big Thunder Ranch Barbecue, and Udi was having his go at where he thought it would be cool if they brought it back. And this is the best thing ever, and I don't know why I didn't think about this. But across from Big Thunder, where the bridge was for the mine train through Wonderland, where it used to come over the Trestle Bridge, that whole island, basically, where it has the dead train tracks or the around the river. If you put the barbecue on that island and you opened it up so they can see everything while you're eating, like that would be really cool. Because then you would have that whole kinetic thing again with the ships and the boats, and then eating and then seeing the train. Like that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if it's big enough though. It's not that big of an area.
The barbecue wasn't that big of an area either. Honestly.
Yeah, but didn't they have a petting zoo and everything?
Yeah, but you don't need a petting zoo. You just need a barbecue. And if you flattened out some of that mountain,
you want to eat, and then you eat it, right?
But how cool would it be if they brought that trestle bridge back and that's how you walked across?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. I'm just saying that's if I could do something right now, it would be that.
So I think my message here with this conversation for Disney is they need to do a better job with the Magic Kingdom's train surrounding.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, having gone to a bunch of Six Flags, let's see, SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, they also do quite a good job with theirs. During the Christmas time,
I didn't know they had a train.
Halloween time, Six Flags and Busch Gardens and SeaWorld on their train, they actually put scare actors in the back.
That's cool.
Think about that. They're still using that. Disney is not doing any of that in Magic Kingdom. So Disney, take that into consideration.
Yeah, that won't happen at Disneyland.
Scare actors.
No.
Yeah, they won't do that over there.
They should.
Yeah, maybe during the Halloween.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the after the park close thing.
But that's always over at California Adventure, so there's no train over there.
Yeah, but they still don't really have scare actors.
Well, they got Oogie Boogie Bash, so that's but that's like a kids or
right. I'm just saying, so they could have scare actors after the park closes like that.
But like the thing I went to at Magic Mountain, or not Magic Mountain, Universal Studios, is like I almost punched the guy out because he jumps at you, right? What's your reaction? My reaction is to do that. So I had to get out of that maze thing before I heard somebody.
I mean, all honestly, you're going there for that reason, so you should be expecting it. But
well, no, it was that. So Universal has that one section where it was. I don't remember it was during Halloween or whatever.
So it is Halloween Horror Nights then. That's what you.
No, it was. I forgot what they called that. But it was in a
where they have all the houses. Is that it?
No, it was inside of a building. So it was off the main. Main street, I guess you call it.
The Walking Dead attraction.
Maybe it was that. Yeah. Maybe
it was the zombies in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And they would jump out at you and stuff. I don't know. So we went in there, and they jump out at you. And my first reaction, of course, is the swing. And then I was like, no, I don't want to.
You know what? If he did that, it would have been a great story to see how he was banned from Universal. Oh, yeah, I have a story to tell you. I'm banned from Universal. Really? What the hell happened? Oh, I beat up on a character.
Yeah.
That would be
accident.
Funny.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Steve, we know all about your punching abilities.
Yeah.
This guy's always talking about punching people in the face.
Yeah.
I might have to send you a ticket to Horror Nights, man. I want to see. How many of those houses you go through before you punch someone out. But
it'll be the first house.
Oh my God!
And then I'll get kicked out.
But these houses, they're actually gotten a lot better, but they're nothing compared to some of the real houses out there, man. Like when I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, peer pressure again. My friends there, they all wanted to go to a haunted house called Netherworld. It was 200, I think it was 100, 200,000 square feet.
Wow.
It takes almost an hour to walk through.
That's crazy.
Now, they said they have 3 Ps every night, no matter what. Someone either poops, pees, or pukes on themselves. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. And lo and behold, when we got out, some girl just walked out. She literally got so scared she did that.
So you forgot number 4. The 4P is punch.
Well,
They added the 4P for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I might have to send you a ticket for that. Let's see if it's house number 1.
That place must be permanent.
I'm sorry?
I can't. Is that a permanent thing? I can't imagine setting up that big of a space every year.
Yeah, it's a permanent place. It literally is one of the biggest haunts. And it took us, and I actually had a stopwatch, and this was that long ago. I had those, those cheap black Casios.
Oh, the Casios.
Yeah, I had the Casios, and I had the Casio on. It took us 56 minutes to get out.
Wow. I would get out in like 5 seconds.
No, when we pulled up in the parking lot and you see one of those ghost-looking things come literally skating over with things sparking out of them, you'll be like, "Nah, man, I'm out."
But they have a shuttle. Steve's like grabbing the shuttle, and he's just.
But yeah, it's you guys definitely have the better part, that, in my opinion, overall, because of the details.
Yeah. Well, and coming back to Pirates is like how you were saying there's only one drop for you guys, and at Disneyland there's 2 drops, and then is there anything different? Any other scenes that are different?
Yes. So how you guys have, how your ending, where you literally have the pirates there burning up the house, and then you have people with the wine casks, right? We don't have that scene.
You don't.
We don't.
Huh.
Our scene is just Jack Sparrow sitting on a bench and talking about all the treasure he has behind him. That's it.
Wow.
And then we're done. You'll get to see that. Like I said, I think even yours have a lot more details than ours.
Yeah, I think there's some cave. One of the cave scenes is missing too, or it's shorter or something.
Yeah. So was it the Orlando version or the Magic Kingdom version where when you first launch out and you already have the skeletons already there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's no restaurant.
Our version don't have the bayou that you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Udi, when we had Udi on, and we have this thing called Magic Hearing, like Imagineering, but Magic Hearing, and we asked him, what's one of your favorite sounds and stuff, and he mentioned how in Pirates, how when you launch off when you get in the boat and it launches off, that sound of the boat dropping into the water, the splash, and then the quietness and then the bayou sounds and stuff, and that's what he was talking about. It's so cool.
Yeah. Plus the guy playing the banjo. I would miss that.
The banjo. Yeah. Like I said, I think your version has a lot more details than ours. But one thing though that I've noticed is that the inside of your ride is a little smaller than ours. You'll get to see it. When you see ours is a little more grander than yours. Especially when you have the big old ship and you're fighting, you're looking inside. Ours is way bigger than yours. You'll see that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that was the first, literally, when you get there, you're like, wow, this is a big room,
Yeah.
But like I said, I think in the beginning, your version, when you have the banjo, you have the quietness, you have the little crickets, that gets you in the mood like, wait, what's about to come?
Yeah.
Ours is just like, oh, they're about to go bahar, and you're like, what that,
Yeah.
But
so okay,
our ending is not
different.
It is yours.
Oh, okay. So in yours, like in ours, like I said, ours is in a basement setting and stuff. So when you go down the first slope, drop. There we go. When you go, I can never remember the stupid word. So when you go down the first drop on ours, and then you turn, or at Disneyland, you drop and turn, and then you drop again. You turn again and then drop again to go under the railroad.
Under the railroad, right?
Yeah. So for you guys on yours, is there anything above you? So that's the whole. There's nothing above you.
Nothing above.
So like on ours, when you go down the drop and make the turn, you're under the Blue Bayou.
Yeah.
And then you turn again or whatever, and so there's nothing there then.
No.
So why do you drop?
Because it's
fun.
the spirit. That's it, you know. But like I said, it's our version. If you look at it, it's a lot. It's bigger. It has a little more grandeur to it. Yours have a little more coziness to it, where
it's more.
It's smaller, but
and,
you could actually see a little more detail because you're small. You're closer.
Right, and that's what I liked about the Shanghai version. Like Jason is saying, there's just so much to see, and like what you're saying, you look up and you can see like the wood. So like at the ending of at Disneyland's version, at the end there where with the key and the dog and all that, you have timbers above you that are on fire and stuff like that.
What I'm afraid of is if I ever see that, I come back, I'll be like, yeah, man, ours suck. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of that. I am.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're giving the grandfather of the big burger. The juiciest burger in the world, the best done. And then you go back to eating a McDonald's burger. You're like, what? You know? So the question is, would you actually, if you put yourself in your shoes that you were able to go there, and you saw this all immersiveness, what would you feel if you went back to your own version?
I would still love our version.
Really?
Yeah, I think I would, because that's my home version. I mean, that's
what we're used to.
You know, that I would kind of separate the two. So it would be like the Shanghai version would be a totally different attraction than the Disneyland Pirates. It'd be two different attractions. So it's really, like going on. So, yeah. So
like
it's
kind of like going on, or the Orlando version. It's the same attraction, somewhat, you know.
Right. And so I would separate the two like that. So to me, it's two different rides, attractions. So
yeah, for me, I'm kind of like,
attractions. Oh my God. That's a story.
We got the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
that's what I'm afraid of. Like I said, you know,
your guys' wasn't even built when the Walt Disney World first opened. They didn't have pirates. It was they had to add it on.
They almost got something better.
Tron?
Like I said, I think we got more room, and you're gonna see it's a lot bigger in some of those rooms. You'll be like, oh, actually, it is a little bigger. You'll feel the grandiorness, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I would probably feel going down Main Street too, and seeing your guys' castle.
Oh my God,
it's a lot taller.
Our castle, you stand there, and you go, oh, it's about this big, you know. Go down to
height restrictions.
Yours is probably like that big.
The first time I went to Disneyland, I was expecting a big old castle. I walk in, I'm like, wait, am I missing something? Literally, I was, you know, I went with friends, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Where's the castle?" And they're like, "You're looking at it." I'm like,
"Yeah,
really?" And I'm like,
"You can go in, you can go inside of our castle."
Yes, I'm like, and literally, I remember the first time I said that, I'm like, "Man, Cinderella got chipped." Wait, Sleeping Beauty. I mean. Is this?
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty.
You guys have the Sleeping Beauty one, right?
Yeah, we have Sleeping Beauty. Yeah,
but
sorry.
I do like that walkthrough that you guys have.
Yeah.
Ours,
It's a lot of
literally,
fun.
if you know the story behind the one in Magic Kingdom, there used to be, when Walt was alive, a lot of the telephones they had, they were kind of like the relay switches. They actually had their operating center in there.
Oh wow, was inside the castle?
Yeah. So you know how right now that area where they have that Sleeping Beauty little room where they give special guests, let them sleep over the night. That used to be the operating center for the telephone.
Oh wow. So the one at Disneyland is it used to be above Mr. Lincoln,
Right.
up there.
There's still offices there, though.
Yeah, there's still offices up there. Yeah.
See, that is cool. I love stuff like that. I especially love like so much originality came out of Disneyland. Like Doritos was born in Disneyland.
Like Doritos. Yeah.
When I learned that, I'm like, what? Are you kidding? And I went to the restaurant. They're like, yeah, literally not much of really changed here. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this was literally the kitchen that Dorito was born in? We're like, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I hope that Disney don't neglect the parks in the United States in their future attractions.
Yeah.
Because if you look at their budget plan, majority of the budget's going to the international parks.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
see, that's the thing I hate is, and I don't know if you watch Mickey Views.
I do.
Yeah. So Braden, right?
Braden, yep.
I like what he was saying about separating the company. So you would have a parks division that when the money from the parks only goes to fixing up the parks, instead of using that money to make these movies and all this other stuff, because the parks is what's making all the money. The movies don't, not anymore.
The problem is if they did that, the rest of Disney
would go under.
Go under.
Yeah.
That's it.
We wouldn't have movies anymore.
Yeah, we won't have any more real Disney anymore. You just have some parks and won't have any more real IPs. I mean, if you think about it, the new IPs coming out, how many could actually say that if you go outside and ask them about Encanto, whatever it is, average American, would they really know what it is? What it stands for?
Yeah. I have no idea.
We know who Mickey is. Right. We know what Cinderella is.
Yep.
And that's my problem. My fear is if Disney continues to put out stuff that nobody really recognizes, how are they going to put that into people's worlds? And these are IPs are the ones that bring people into the parks.
Right. I was saying that's the number one reason these movies aren't working, because no one cares.
You're right.
No.
There it is.
The whole new movie Wish came out, and all they were talking about is how this character is going to be in the parks. Nobody cares. Nobody knows who she is.
Yeah.
The movie comes out, it does good, and then people want to see her, not the other way around.
I gotta go to the bathroom. It is so cold in my house. I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh God!
But I think you're right. Nobody cares. For me, like I tried to watch some of the newer things. It didn't jive with me. It's not even that. It's not that it didn't jive with me. But when I walked out of that movie theater, it didn't tell me that I want to see that movie again. Okay. And that's how I see it is, if I see a movie and if I say to myself, if I want to see it again or if I want to buy the DVD, that means it's going to be successful. That means I'm going to support it. Majority of the movies that came out, I watched, the previews and stuff. I'm like, nah, I don't even want to go watch it.
Yeah, because there's they miss stuff. Like there's no like story arc anymore, or there's no like overcoming some kind of odd thing that you got to do or whatever. Like it's just like a thing that they put out, and there's a character, and there's probably some kind of woke thing about it, and nobody cares. You know.
So I get that they're trying to build stories that are attracted to the millennials. Problem is, our millennials don't care about movies like this.
They don't care about much of anything.
You know?
It's the same reason why our mobile games these days have like, here's rubies to do this, but you need coins to do that, and then you got to collect this, and then there's this ad, and like there's like a million things going on, and that makes me not want to play the game. But they're just like, because that's all they do.
Yeah. So
it's just crazy.
The problem Disney's going to have is how do you overcome that hurdle? And I don't see that they're successful at all. If they have lost over $1 billion in 2023 on their movies, that tells me they're not jiving with anyone.
Yeah.
And if they
they're
continue
jiving with only like a small percentage of people. That's it.
Yeah. And like we said, before that Disney, or I think either Eisner and then his predecessors actually said, our customer has an average income of $78,000 or something to that effect. At $78,000, you're at the top 10 or 15% of income. Okay, that's their customer. Now we have 250 million people in the United States, right? Take 15% of that. Think about that. You only have 40 something million that they want as customers. Take half of that. Half of that don't care about theme parks. Now you got 20 million left, right? And if you look at that 20 million, other 20 million are like, well, I get Epcot. I could go see China and Paris for $5,000 in your theme park for a trip. But I could spend $4,000 to go there myself. Now.
Right.
And that's the thing that Disney don't get.
No. Well,
maybe they get, but they don't care.
Yeah. I don't know. Because my cousins, they from Holland or Netherlands, they went over to Orlando and went to the Magic Kingdom, but from what I remember, I don't think they went to Epcot, because it was like, why go to Epcot? Because all those countries are like close by in real life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So last night when Leaving Today was testing out the software.
Yeah.
Mark was waiting in line for a Magic Key as well in their queue.
Yeah.
And we got to talking. Why is there a queue? They have a system that can handle millions of people coming to their site and buying a ticket. It was never a problem before. Why are we in a queue? Mark waited 10 hours in a queue.
Wait, 10, right? 10?
10 hours in a queue. And in the morning, all the passes were available. And then we were talking. He's like, "Oh, I got 10 minutes," and it says I'll be inside to get my pass, right? I think we talked maybe another 5 minutes, and I'm like, "Oh, you should check your queue." It had already gone through and expired.
Oh
wow.
Yeah.
So you got to wait 10 hours, and then they give you 10 minutes, and it doesn't even say like click here to start. It's just you're in and you're done.
Wow.
Not only that, he went back into the queue, and then he noticed on the text, and this would have happened. He would never have gotten a pass anyway. All these other passes are only available for renewal.
Wow.
The only one that was still available was
They don't
Southern
want
California Pass.
people. They don't want people with passes. They want everybody to buy a ticket to get in.
And this is the other thing. Who spent, well, at least at Disneyland, who spends the most money in the parks?
Yeah, of course, the pass holders.
Exactly.
Do. Not
So
the
why
tourists.
are they not letting us in?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. You're not letting us buy tickets. You're not letting us spend money, but you're not making money. I mean, the whole thing is flawed. Why? It doesn't make any sense. I don't think you can bring up the top freaking scientists.
Like Udi
whoever.
said, Udi was saying they need to go back to the way it was before the pandemic.
Right.
And everything will be fine.
That's what I've been saying all along.
Yeah.
There was never a time, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times they actually had to like stop people from coming into the park because it was at max.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never had that.
Right.
ever
That's what I'm saying. You could
happen.
probably
And
count
I've
them on
been-
one hand.
Those few years where I was going every week on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Right.
Monday, whatever, and never.
There was never an issue. We don't have to wait in line to buy anything.
No. Even back when, when I would go there, like you would wait for traffic, and I would go to Disneyland. I was always able to just go, and this is before reservations or any of that stuff. I just show my annual pass and I'm in.
Not
that's
only
it.
that, you kind of just said it right there. You would show your annual pass. There is no showing. You just give them your phone now.
Yeah.
They even got rid of the little card. That's like a keepsake right there.
Yeah.
Like
I still
they
have-
should have that, and you should be able to pick your character on there and
I
like
still have
have your name on it. And
Let's see if I.
Well,
Yeah.
this is how I guess one of my friends who's in marketing, we were discussing this. He says the reason why they make you wait is because of perception of value. That's the exact words he said.
right, and I understand that, but 10 hours and then you don't even get in.
Well, think about it. The top pass for you guys is almost $2,000, right? And
Yeah, it's like 17
if
something.
all of a sudden you could get in and buy it, people are gonna question. Wait a minute, I just bought this for $2,000. Is this even worth it?
Was this? There we go.
So, are you an AP now?
No,
No.
None of you.
Nope.
I tried to do it last night.
Mhm.
Couldn't get in.
Wow.
I didn't start, at 9:00 in the morning like Mark did, but
Well, you didn't. You probably they saved you from being on the line for 10 hours, and you missed your 10-minute window.
honestly, I wouldn't have done it. I'm not gonna wait no fucking 10 hours. Like that's not gonna happen.
No.
I will wait a few hours, and that's all I did, and it was already sold out. It was probably sold out right after I signed in or got in the queue.
I
and
bet
that's
you.
the thing.
I bet you it was sold out in the first hour, and they just let everybody wait.
Yeah.
Well, and that's another thing we were talking about is nothing came up and said, "Hey, they're sold out now." Like the text changed and it didn't warn you. There was no audio signal or nothing popped up saying like get out of the queue. Just, don't bother. He sat there and then he missed it and then he came back in and he was pissed, man. We felt so bad. I had done it for maybe, I think I was in it for like 2.5 hours.
That's worse than the DMV.
And mine said I still had over an hour to wait. And it kept saying that the whole time. What was I waiting for?
Yeah.
I'm not in Southern California. I mean, they could have checked that with IP.
I can see
or, IP
lawsuits
address.
coming from this again with this whole thing. If someone had recorded the entire process and showed Disney what's going on.
I think people have done that in the previous.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is Disney does not care. If they cared, you wouldn't be waiting in 10 hours.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there's no reason to, except for what you're saying, their perception.
Yeah.
But we know this because we never had to do this in the past. Yeah, prices have gone up. They go up every year. Who cares? Why are we waiting? Why do we still have a reservation system? It doesn't make any sense. No one else is doing it.
Well,
They think they're being special, but they're not. And you can't even let us spend money.
Let me tell you how this perception works here as well. So the Genie and the Genie Plus Pass, right? They do the same exact thing. So there are times where I'm going to the parks, and you could actually see on the Disney app how long the wait is. Literally, on Soarin', seriously, I'm not kidding. This is multiple times. It says 30 to 40 minutes. I walked right on.
Yeah, because they're trying to boost their.
Yeah, they're like, well, if you're here on vacation, I don't want to wait that long. I'll give you the money, and seriously, it's plain crazy. Like last month, prior to Christmas, I went to the Magic Kingdom, and the my favorite ride is actually Haunted Mansion. And on Haunted Mansion, it says 40 minutes. And I timed it. It was less than 18 minutes
20
to get on.
Yeah.
And literally people are buying. It is because of that. And here's the problem that people don't understand is the more people buy this, the longer those guys.
The longer you wait, yeah.
So the more special you are, the more people buy it. You're no longer special. Like this past weekend, there are 2 lines to go to Haunted Mansion. One standby, and one is the Genie Plus. They're all lined up to the outside of the attraction. And I'm like, when you're special and everybody's special, you're no longer special. and to let your guests know how this works. So there was once, literally, I was on a Delta flight from Chicago back to Atlanta. On that plane, we could fit like 120 some people, right? I think it was 129. 128 had medallions.
Yeah.
And guess what? That one guy is the one who's really special who don't have a medallion, but he's gonna
exactly.
But I'm like, well, no matter what, everybody's gonna be still, when you're special, no one's special. That's what happens when everybody's special and you're just average bunch. And I had gold medallion at the time, 128 people. Everybody was like that. They were all waiting, and they were complaining like, "What the hell's up with that?" It's the same exact concept here in Disneyland. When you buy the Genie Plus, sometimes you might not need it.
Not only that, they give you like twice because some rides are Genie Plus and some rides are Lightning Lane.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what? A lot of those Lightning, I'm very friendly towards people. So I talked to a lot of the guests. They said sometimes what they do is they will let 4 groups in the Lightning Lane, 4 to 5 in. They'll put 1 walk on.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, when you do that, you're going to have a lot of pissed off people.
It's almost like we're going back to ticket books. We might as well just charge for a ride.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're still paying to get in.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Lightning Lane and Pirates, they're going to be adding Lightning Lane to Pirates of the Caribbean over in Disneyland.
But they say temporarily.
Yeah,
Wow.
Hopefully it's temporary. That is like the worst thing to do on a ride that's...
It's already got a long line.
Yeah.
It's going to be even longer. This is dumb.
And I have to say, though, Disneyland has some of the most diehard park goers I've ever seen. And if something impacts them, they'll let you guys know. They'll get onto social media, complain everywhere. And I could tell you, the minute they put that in, you're gonna have hundreds, if not thousands, of videos like that complaining about it. You'll see.
Yeah, people are already doing it with the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And didn't even need it because there was never any line to get in, like 10 minutes at the most. And now, because you have Lightning Lane there, it's like 25-minute waits.
Yeah.
So it's creating its own ecosystem.
Wasn't it like Monsters Inc. too?
They did that too. Again, it was always a walk-on ride, and now you got to wait because of what he said. They let 4 or 5 of the paid people go and one of the others. So you have this backup in line,
Yep.
or there was no river in line.
I think Universal does it right. They charge a whole boatload of money, but they give very little number of people out there to get it. And then they have that for every ride. That makes sense. You know, I'm sure if people want to do that, I'm willing to pay $100 to get the first in line for every ride. But I'm not paying you $40 for just
is that the
4 or 5
front of the line pass?
Yeah, the front of the line pass. Yes.
Yeah.
And they charge a lot. They $100-some, I think, or something. You know.
Yep.
But you get to go on there almost every one of them. You know, front of the line.
I think Knott's had something like that too.
And you're not really impacting the people who are online as much. And you won't have that many pissed off people waiting online. If you go look at Disney now, listen, if you go back there, look at the people who are just on regular line. They're a lot more pissed off than before. 10
Yeah, well,
years.
I'd be one of those people because I ain't fucking paying, like I said. I'm not paying anything extra.
Yeah.
No.
And if, like you're saying, if there was more people that don't pay, then they're not going to have it anymore.
Yeah. And to me, it's like, you think Disneyland is the happiest place on earth, right? Or is that Magic Kingdom?
No, Magic Kingdom is the most magical place on earth.
That's right, the magical. Okay. So the happiest place in Disneyland. I could guarantee you, you look around on some of those lines.
I ain't happy.
Not happy.
Yep.
But overall, going back to our original ride, man, I would love to, to have the Shanghai version here somewhere.
Yeah.
It would be
Even
nice
if it's like
to have them say, we're going to rebuild that here, and then once it's rebuilt, we're going to take that, bulldoze it, and put something else there. That would be fantastic. I think people would be like, oh, that's worth the money to go.
The only thing is because it's an IP ride with Jack Sparrow, is that 20 years from now are they still going to remember Pirates of the Caribbean movies and Jack Sparrow, who Jack Sparrow is? So
here's a question: would Johnny Depp come back and do another one? That's the
Disney allow
part.
that?
He said he would. I think he also said Disney needs to apologize or something.
Now, if he's willing to come back, they could extend the IP, in my opinion. But if Johnny Depp says, F you, I'm never coming back because of what you did to me, that IP is toast.
And then there's your issue. Yeah.
Well, it's okay because in 5 years we'll do a woke version. It's fine.
Well, if you think about this, right, and this is one thing that WDW Pro, I don't know if you guys watch his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He actually brought this up. He said, on one of his shows, he says, look what they did to Pirates of the Caribbean. They're supposed to be pirates. They're supposed to do really bad stuff, and they changed it. They're no longer friendly. They're no longer the pirates that we know pirates are. They're like, we're not pirates anymore. They're just sailors. I'm like, that actually makes sense. Because what really is a pirate? Think about what they did.
Oh, I know.
It's in the song.
Yeah, they pillage and plunder.
Yeah. So, for me, you're right. I think maybe 5 years from now, some stuff will be a woke version. You never know.
Yeah.
But then, if Disney continues to lose money like that, I don't know if they'll really push it that hard anymore then.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're already on that side, or at least they say they are.
Definitely.
And all this stuff that is still coming out is just stuff that was already in the works.
Yeah.
But they got smart, like on Snow White, and canceled that.
Well, it's to be seen. Think about it.
It's not going to be the same though. If they redo it, it's going to be redone. It's not going to be what it was.
That whole version of different peoples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Even if you
say you don't touch something that started the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't.
It's like we've been saying. If you're going to make it different, then make a different movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
This is the best example. We talked about this how many times now. If you would have made The Little Mermaid one of her sisters and she had her own storyline, and then you came back later and you had like another sequel and had them both in there, you would have had something big on your hands.
Yep.
Yep.
But instead you said it's a remake and we changed the story a little bit and there's no reason for it.
Yeah. You're right. I think what you just said, if they made his sister or cousin, whatever it is, they would have been able to blow that up.
Yeah, and it's the first. I think you're the one that said that first, Steve. Like
what's that?
That they should have made it like her sister or whatever.
Yeah.
If you watch the cartoon, she has like 12 sisters. Like you could have done any one of those things.
Yeah.
Like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because then marketing, you can market two of them.
Right. So I'm
Make
saying you
double
would
the
have had
money.
something bigger.
Yep. And then you combine the two, and you have one ginormous IP.
Yeah, they could have had their own trilogy right there.
My problem is, and I've actually talked to a friend of mine who's Black American. He actually says for a lot of the Black women who are citizens in the United States, they said, "What kind of bull crap is that? We don't get our own story, our true story. They're just rewrapping this crap and giving it to us." And when he said that, I'm like, actually, I never thought of it that way, which is true. You're giving me a European storyline, which we never fit in. How do we even change our mind to say this fits in here? And the way that he explained it to me, I'm like, I never really thought of it that way, but it makes sense now. So, but, Disney doesn't think that way. So, but I like your plan much better where they could say, you know what, let's make it a sister. Let's extend the story into a bigger family.
Exactly. That's all you had to do.
No, it literally could have been the same movie. If you said it was her sister and it wasn't the exact same circumstance, like going to Ursula and whatever.
Yeah.
Like you could just tweak it a little bit. It would have done much better because people wouldn't have had that perception in their heads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, all about perception, right?
Yeah.
So
it's all about the Benjamins.
Disney doesn't handle that very well.
Apparently, they don't even handle the Benjamins very well.
No.
Here's my thoughts. I think in 5 years, Universal will be neck to neck with Disney. Disney will not be the number one anymore.
Yeah, I believe it.
If they keep going, they keep doing. Like we always say on the channel and stuff, we want Disney to succeed.
Yeah.
But it's just you got to learn from all these mistakes they're doing, and just fix it.
Yeah.
Just listen to your audience.
Yeah. There are better
don't
ways.
listen to your inside people over there that want to make their own thing and all that stuff.
That's the other thing is the board. The board has to be made up of people who are not part of the company. None of them have any theme park experience.
Yeah.
But Peltz, who's coming in, who's bringing in a guy who has theme park experience. I'll just say it. That's let Iger go. Bring in Peltz.
Yeah.
I think that thing would change a lot.
The difference is I think the current board and Iger, they're not looking at the responsibility of a good custodialship on top. What does that mean? That means a good custodialship means if you're the president and CEO, your number one priority is to make money.
Right.
Number two, the health of your organization to perform and make money, right? And number three is that your responsibility is to the shareholders. It is not to the board. All three of that is not there. Now on the other side, Peltz has all these three, and Peltz don't care about that little DEI stuff. Like, listen, you make money, I'll let you do it. But if you can't make money, if you show me that you can't make money, you lost $1 billion, we're not going to do that.
Or in Pelt's cases, $6 billion.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, think about that.
Yeah, if there is one person on this planet who has a vested interest in making this company work, that's the guy I want leading my company.
Yeah, I agree.
I guarantee you, if he gets in there and has his way, that reservation system is gone, and we're all buying tickets whenever we want.
Yeah,
because that's number one. You're not letting us do anything. If you won't let us in the parks, and that's the one thing that makes money, the worst decision ever.
Yep. You're right. I never really thought of that. If Peltz does go in, I think you're right. That system is gone. And he's going to be like, listen, I want you to pack the damn parks to let them come and spend money.
Yeah.
Because if they're not there, their credit cards are not there.
Right.
That's one thing that I think Iger doesn't understand. Like,
I don't know if they just think like we're just gonna like bomb Disneyland and they're gonna have like 10 million people there on one day. Like that's not gonna happen.
No.
It didn't happen before. It's not gonna happen now.
Look at this. If this is not in the parks, there's no chance they're gonna get the money out of it.
Right. And they want your money. They just don't want it right now, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait. You have a wallet?
Are you kidding, man? But yeah, I do have a wallet. Thank you. Yeah. But literally, it's the same exact thing. And one of the things I don't like is, like I said, I have to make the reservation, man. And sometimes it won't. It's not available to me. And I could tell you. So during the time where everything was blacked out because this Run Disney thing, that's total bull.
Oh, right.
Because I literally every hour I refresh, something opens up. You're kind of like, what kind of game are you playing here?
Yeah,
you know?
they did that. I remember back when I went in October to Disneyland, I was thinking of going on Saturday to try to meet up with Larry from Goofy Guy Adventures. He does a live stream there and stuff. And I was trying to like, maybe I'm going to try to go on Saturday. Well, I went to look and it was all booked up. So I couldn't get a reservation.
Oh, man.
So I decided I'll go Sunday, Monday then. So then I booked a reservation for Sunday, Monday. Well, then, maybe a few hours later, I said, let me go check again. And I checked, and it was open. Saturday was open again. I'm like, what's going on? Why is that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, are there going to be people coming? Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we'll release more slots.
Yeah.
Just get it.
Like, did somebody cancel?
Yeah. I mean, just get it done. I mean, it's like, listen, forget about your statistics, man, because your statistics don't work. What worked last year doesn't work this year because of different economics and circumstance.
Nobody else has a reservation queue or anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
Why do they still have it?
Yeah.
Or like 2 years past this.
You can go to Universal, get a ticket, and walk right in.
I'm saying we're 2 years past this COVID thing that gave them a reason to do this, which is kind of bullshit, I think. But
yeah,
this is a reason, but it makes no sense to have this.
I think the worst part that I see from being a Disney fan ever since I was young I'm talking about. It's been 30 years. I've gone to Disney every year, right? And I talk to people. And in the beginning, literally, families had to save only 1 year, and you could go next year to Disney World. This 2023, I've talked to a bunch of people. I would say about 60% actually tell me they save 3 to 4 years now to go.
Yeah.
You know,
see, and you guys get a lot of tourism from Europe and you know, over
Latin America.
Yeah, because over at Disneyland, that's more of a locals park.
Yeah.
So all the locals, everyone from Southern California, you know, Mid California, Central California, you know, they all buy passes and would go, you know.
Which used to be us.
Yeah, it used to be us. Yeah.
Well, you know, we said this before. Our friend Christy literally went to Hawaii and stayed. Stayed there for a week, and it was her and her three kids, and it was cheaper than them going to Disneyland.
Wow, that is pretty
insane. 2 kids, right? Not 3 kids, 2 kids.
No, well, sorry. Yeah, there was 3 of them.
3 total.
3 total.
But you know, you're right. That actually makes sense because how much each ticket is now, right?
Yeah, and their hotels are not cheap.
Transportation. And transportation is a very big thing.
Yeah, but she's paying for air tickets to go to Hawaii. Yeah. You know, like that's
amazing.
That's insane.
Like I said, I think so. The first time I was on your show, I was telling you a really rich friend of mine. Kind of, we had a debate about going to Disney, and he's like, "Listen, dude, I don't care about Epcot." And let me tell you, this guy is rich. When I tell you he's multi-million, he's up there. And he says, if I want to go to Paris,
can I borrow some money?
And if I go to Paris, literally the same amount of time, I bring my family. It's actually cheaper for me to go to Paris than go to Epcot.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. He's like, listen, why do I want to go to Epcot where Paris, you got that one little section and you got Ratatouille where I could walk around. You got the Eiffel Tower, you got the Louvre, you know, so he was fighting me for that. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's like my cousins, like I said, that live in Holland, but why go to Epcot when you have all the countries right there?
Yeah.
So,
you know, a lot of these things, in my opinion, I don't think Disney truly take into account. You know, that if you want the top 15%, but the top 15% might not necessarily want what you are offering.
Right.
So what I want to know is, how long have you known Shaquille O'Neal? Your multi-million-dollar friend.
Well, it's not Shaquille. This person works in finance. But I have to say, though, I have seen Shaquille here. He makes me look like a little kid.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I saw him once at Disneyland.
He used to be here too. He was actually on our police over here.
Oh, really?
He became a cop for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Shaq actually had the most expensive home mansion here in Orlando at one point. He sold it. I think he was asking for $14 million or something ridiculous like that.
Wow.
I wonder who bought it. I mean, that place is supposed to be humongous. It's got everything. It's got like 14 or 15 car garage. I'm like, holy moly. You know?
Wow.
Now that is a house.
Yeah. I know when he was walking through Disneyland, his security, they look like midgets.
Yeah.
Or sorry, small people.
Small people.
Sorry.
But yeah,
they made him
huge.
Shaq is huge. Yeah.
I've seen Yao Ming too in New York. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, really?
Literally, you see one big dude stick out like this. Everybody's like down here, you know? You're like, holy mother, he is big.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. The basketball needs big people like that, you know?
Yeah.
But seriously, in New York, literally, when I saw him walking around, everybody's here, and this is
Yeah.
him. This is his head.
That's
like,
funny.
Wow,
That's funny.
he's big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I really hope that Disney take heed in some of those things.
Yeah.
Bring Shanghai Caribbean Pirates of the Caribbean here, guys. I'd love that.
We can hope.
Yep.
Someday we'll see.
Wow.
And on that note,
Yeah. That's what I was saying. We've been going for 2 hours here, so I think it's a good time to call it.
I think what we need to do is have you to interview. We want to interview you and have you back on the Concilium.
Cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll have. I think it's about like in a week and a half. We should have it. We'll do another live one. I think those are good shows to do live. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you let me know. As long as I'm not traveling for work, I'll hop on. You guys are a boatload of fun, so thank you.
well, we enjoy having you on too.
Yeah, you're fun. You're a lot of fun.
I especially love seeing that Iron Man behind you. That is one of the coolest pieces I've ever seen. Especially he turned it on for us. You noticed that, right?
Yeah.
It's on. Yeah.
See, if it's not on, I'll be like, yeah, okay. You know,
it is on every show.
Good.
It is on every show.
All right, guys. So going to 2 hours, you just let me know, and I'll just drop off a little bit early, and I'll go and do my own stuff. And I will see y'all later. Oh, by the way, guys,
again,
those of you who are listening, if you guys haven't subscribed or turn on your notifications to these guys, do it. Do it now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Do it now. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Alpha Traveler 1.
Yeah.
I'll put your link down in the description.